Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are. This is your girl Tuesday coming back. I have a testimony to give today. I wanted to share with you, so I pray that this message helps you as it's helping me. So I want to talk about the goodness, how God has been so good to me in my life, watching over my family, watching over my children, healing my mom after her being sick and bringing her back to us. Well, I'm going to tell you what God is doing for me. God has blessed me in so many ways throughout my life of the 51 years me being on this earth. God has broken the chains that had me bound for so long and has set me free to do the work and glory for Him. So all glory goes to God and not myself. Because without Him, I wouldn't be here. You see, life has dealt me some really hard trials and tribulations that if it wasn't for the grace of God, I probably wouldn't be making this video right now. I have so many illnesses in my body as we speak. And God has touched my body in ways that I know He is working in me. And I want Him to do the same thing for you in your life. So many of us struggle day to day, just trying to keep ourselves sane, just trying to make it through the day, not really knowing which way to go. Well, I'm here to tell you there's one way you can definitely go that will bless your life in so many ways you can never even dream of. See, we have a God that is a good God, but the world and society tries to make people believe that their sins cannot be forgiven, that whatever they've done, God is not going to forgive them. They don't want us to speak on Him. They don't want us to share our testimonies about the goodness of God and what He can do for us. God has saved me from death. He's healed me from sicknesses, and He's still healing me. I was somebody that struggled with pain so much in my life. There was days that I didn't want to get out of bed. There was days that I would ask, why am I still going through this? But see, when God has His hand on you, there is nothing that He can't deliver us from. There is nothing that He won't forgive us for. So I'm telling you today to trust Him. Get to know Him. Because He's the best friend that you can ever have. In my eyes, He's more than my friend. He's my best friend, my super best friend, not my best friend. He's my hero, my role model, a man that has shown me what true love really is, a man that is helping me to deal with anger issues that the enemy is trying to inflict on me as a way of keeping me in bondage. But see, when you go to Him and you put your guard down and you let God in, there is nothing that God will not do for you. Nothing. He loves us all equally. All He wants from us is to go to Him, humble ourselves, and ask Him for His grace, ask Him for His mercy. I pray for people every day, not just myself. I even pray for the people that ended up in hell, because even they need prayers too. I pray for my witches and the warlocks and the serpents that try to attack my life on a daily basis. The monitoring spirits that are chasing me, trying to go back to the devil and give him my ideas. I learn now to keep my mouth quiet and hold on to every blessing that God has given me. Because see, the way the enemy works, he will use those that love you as a way to take you down, because he's wicked like that. Satan is mad every time we call on the name of God. See, he had me blinded for 45 years of my life. 45 years of my life, he had me bound, serving him. I choose to serve him no more. I choose to worship God and God alone. So if that takes me coming on here doing these videos, I shall do them. I shall do them. No matter what it takes, no matter what it costs. Because see, one thing I know, God is not going to let no one harm me. Those that rise up against me, God is going to rise up against them. I learned that I'm not fighting the person that is attacking me. God, that Satan is using them, but God is going to be the one to deliver them. God is going to be the one to set them free. This is why I came on here today, to share a little bit about myself and what God has done for me. I'm trusting God to work with my children and to set them free. And if he say he's going to do it, God will do it. I'm using the gifts to be a blessing to someone else that God has placed on me, because he doesn't want us to be selfish. He doesn't want us to keep these things to ourselves. This world needs to be healed. Healed from sickness, healed from torment, healed from poverty, healed from thinking that you are not worthy. You are worthy, but you must believe it. It starts not from the outside, it starts from the inside. And it works its way out. I learned to walk in honesty, to walk with dignity. Now, I'm not just a child that was born in this life. I'm a child of the Most High God, and that is everything to me. I am royalty. It doesn't take me sitting in a fancy castle to think this way. It doesn't take me to have all the riches in the world. Because see, one thing I know, I am not poor, because my daddy is rich. So as long as my daddy God is rich, I can never be broke. I am going to be that queen to change people's lives in a big way. And I pray that this message works for somebody today. I pray that Holy Spirit let this find you. Because when Holy Spirit gets on you, it's a love like nothing else. It's a feeling that sometimes it almost made me come out of my own skin, because it felt so good. I was having nausea every single day. And it's gone. My pain is subsiding. My heart that was broken is healed. God will do some amazing things like you would never even imagine. So I'm asking you to trust him. I'm asking for you to let him in, because he's knocking. See, I feared letting God love me in the beginning. But I learn now to embrace it. I learn now to accept it. I learn now to let him do what only he can do. Because he's going to tear you down to pick you back up. But trust me, when he rises you, God is not a halfway God. God is not a God that's going to come with 5%. He ain't a God that's going to come with 10%. He's not a God that's going to come with 20, 40, 50, 60, 100. God is 110% God. He is a big God. He does big things in big ways. But we have to be bold enough to receive him. We have to be bold enough to say that we're not going to let the enemy push us anymore. We are going to stand as God's children that he created us to be, kings and queens. Don't you want to live for a God that can do anything in your life and transform you in any way possible, give you anything possible? See, he's not going to give us what we want. He's going to give us what we need. And I had to learn that. But I learned it. I accept it. I embrace it. Because I know when this is all said and done, God is going to come up in a big way. That's just who he is. He loves you. He desires you. He wants you. All you have to do is accept him. That's all he asks. And to allow him to do the work in you. so that you can be the best version of yourself. I don't care if you're homeless. I don't care if you're addicted to anything. I don't care if you committed a murder. Whatever it is, God is going to show up in your life and show out, because he's a turning table flipping God. And when you touch his anointed, trust and believe a wrath is going to come down on anyone that tries it. When you speak against his children, see, he's very protective. He's a jealous God. He doesn't like to share his love with just anybody. Definitely not those that are living the wrong way, that want to serve the devil. He wants us to serve him and him alone. So I'm asking you, what are you going to do today? Are you going to allow God in to change your life so that you can do just like me, express the goodness of him to help somebody else? This is why I came to choose this video today. And I asked Holy Spirit to lead me on what to say. God is moving in this world that is filled with Satan all over it. But so many people's eyes are still closed because Satan put a mask over your eyes for you not to see. I don't care if you're in your car, if you're in your house, if you're in your business, if you're in a hospital, if you're in a school, if you're in the courthouse, whatever or wherever. You can be in a mountaintop, in a cave. God is going to show up wherever you are. But you have to be willing to do the work to call on him. You have to be willing to say, okay, God, tear me down to get the victory and glory over my life. Because we can't do this ourselves. We ain't built for that. God has enough power on him that he can handle our problems. He wants the big ones and the small ones. The ones that we think that won't matter. The ones that we think that, oh, he's not going to want to hear that. Those are the ones he really wants to hear. See, he loves fixing the broken. That inspires him. That fills him with love. The broken. People try to look down on people that are less fortunate. But let me tell you something about that. Those that do that, God will use them to be a blessing in your life. Because one thing he does not like is when you shame the less fortunate. And there are so many people out here that are trapped, feeling like they don't know what to do, which way to go in this life. You probably feeling like you don't even want to be in this life. But I'm here to tell you today, the devil was a liar. Don't quit. Call on the only name that can fix your life in so many ways. And if he can heal me, if he can accept me from the lifestyle that I came from, he don't care about anything that we do. All he wants us to do is do the right thing by him and accept him and let him transform our lives so that he can get the glory over our story. And I don't think that's too much to ask. In fact, I think that's little. He can take away any anger, any depression, anxiety, suicidal. I used to be one of them. Alcoholism, drug addiction. He doesn't care because he wants it all. He wants it all. Pour yourself out to him. Ask him to accept you as his child. And watch what God does for you. Because he's just beginning with me. He is just getting started with me. And I love it. I was broken when God took me. But I'm healed. I'm not a victim. I'm not a victor. I am a warrior of God's house. I know where I'm going to be when this is all said and done. This world is dying slowly. Now is the time for you to accept him, because it's either you on Team God, but if you choose to serve Satan, you are going to die by hellfire for eternity. Do you know how long that is? You will never have a day of peace. You will be tortured every single second of your life. Don't let him steal your soul. Give it to the one who wants to save it. Give it to God, because he's calling you. My name is Tuesday Inez Berry, and I'm out. I love you. Peace.